In this segment, we will now be recapping the GAF Rols model 102. I hope you enjoy this video, where we will be replacing the leaky electrolytic capacitors. Let's see how this goes. The first video was a preliminary in which we got the mechanical section of the Rologram machine operating, as will be shown here. Plug in the mic, turn on the unit, put it in to listen. You can see how the head sweeps from side to side, and every time it sweeps, these two little cogs move, which would increment the film tape forward. But as you can see here on the old circuit board, there lie many electrolytic capacitors in need of replacing. Nicely enough, the circuit board came off a little easier than I expected. I had to take off the knob pieces here, but the pots weren't actually screwed on this part. They're on a separate plate. So here is the actual amplifier circuit board right here, excluding the bias oscillator circuit, which has been tested and works. The circuit board, the main amplifier though, will need to be recapped. Just saying. Okay, viewers, I have recapped the amplifier section. Not all the capacitors in the entire unit, just the amplifier board. The majority of the capacitors I put in are tantalum, because I have tons and tons of spare vintage but still good tantalums on hand, and then a couple are electrolytics where I didn't have tantalum values for them. As you can see when I zoom in, the new capacitors, nice orange colors here, and then these ones here are more modern. These vintage tantalums are actually, I think, from the 1980s, but they're still good. And then I actually tested them on both the ESR meter and a capacitance tester to test them for value, and they're very precise. The tantalum ones seem to be very close to what they say, and then the electrolytics here are bought just a few years ago. And there's a lot of strange values on here, like 1.25 microfarad originally, 64 microfarad, 16 microfarad. So for those with the 16, I put in a 22 microfarad, or maybe it was a 15 that I have microfarad cap. No, I think I put in a 22 microfarad actually, and then 68 in place of the 64s, and 1.5 microfarad in place of the 1.25. Now when I turn the amplifier on and I get my old pal, the signal injector. Oh, let's zoom out here. You can hear the difference. I also had to replace a transistor. Not because of a transistor failed, but you see these botch looking components. You see there's a couple of resistors here and a couple of little transistors. I had to move these up out of the way. They were actually covered up by electrical tape earlier. I had to move them up out of the way in order to reach some of the... oh gosh. That's not good. I had to reach them up, move them up to reach some of those caps. And in the process of moving them up, one of the pins broke off right at the transistor body. Right here, so It's blurry, of course, but where the heck did that thing land? There it is. Let me fish it out of there. No, that's a pin. Where did the transistor land? Man. There's a pin in there. Where the freak did the transistor go? Oh no. In this thing now, and I don't know where it went unless I just knocked it. No, that's probably faster I knocked out. I don't know where the transistor went. But I replaced it. Oh, there it is. Okay. The next test I want to do is see if the head picks up anything. Now this is a point to where I wish I could actually pause the motion. Because I guess taking advantage of a problem. I don't like it for it to do that though. I want it to still work. I don't know if there is anything recorded on this strip here of magnetic tape, but I have an idea. Conference sensitivity. Let's put it into speak mode. It stops. Oh, there it goes. Hello! I don't know, I don't think that's going to work well at all. Hello! Oh, it did. It actually worked. All I need is the freaking tape. I wish I had the old film for this thing. That's the first official recording I've made on this machine. My voice is on here. Yeah, just one strip of 1/4 inch tape isn't the easiest to work with, but you can see that it actually does record and playback successfully now. So now all I need is a bloomin' cartridge, not, you know, a roll of the old film, and getting a hold of that is like going into a ridiculously huge, monstrously sized haystack and scoping for a most tiny needle. But I'm pleased to say that the machine actually works. Record and playback works successfully on the GAF Rols machine, and the mechanics are working, although not 100% reliable. Sometimes it does manage to pause over there. The mechanics do operate on the Rols machine, and it's a very interesting device indeed. Hope you enjoyed this tidbit of presentation of the GAF Rologram. It's time to review your privacy settings to get ready for the next update. It doesn't take long. We've shown this reminder more than 5 times, and now we need your help to get the update ready for your PC. No, I don't. I do not want to do that, stupid Windows 10. Ah. Okay, we got the device in one piece now. You can see that the power level indicator, the power indicator meter is showing. I believe that machines like this would have had an optional battery pack module, because the power pack here unplugs. And this does not show recording level, it only just shows volume. I mean, it only shows the how the power is. So I get the impression that it is to show if their batteries are good or not, but this one doesn't have batteries. So now, oh wow. Because of the current spikes that are taken by the solenoid, look at the meter go down each time the solenoid activates. I don't believe this machine has an erase function. I get the impression that that you'd have to bulk erase first before re-recording. Although I theorize the possibility that this here might wipe and erase head across. Oh no, it doesn't. That's the fast forward function. See, I did not realize that earlier. Wonderful. See, now it won't operate now. There it goes. That was close. Thought something crazy went on for a second. Okay. You hear the amplifier's operating, wouldn't it? Go into speak mode again. This is my voice. That's not going to work good, is it? Obviously, we really need a bit more consistent way of getting tape to head contact here to be able to get a good experience. Makeshift medium for it. Hello! This is a message. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this machine in its working condition. And weekly, well, I don't know about weekly, it's probably recording at decent strength. It's just working for however it is with me manually holding a strip of tape. I mean, I'm sure if I get a better system of having tape on there, it will operate a lot better than that. Viewers, I have not made a customized system yet because I don't have any 35mm film on me. And heck, I don't even have double-sided tape on me at this time. But I have stuck a strip of 1/4-inch tape in here. And the machine, I'm able to make a little bit more better recordings than I was able to earlier. About 1 second long or so, I'm able to record sound. Here's me saying the word erase, because I found out that indeed this does erase over old recordings when you're making new ones. You could hear it first in reverse and then, oopsies, I went to speak. Speak! GAF Rols. Hello. For better sound quality, let's try the telephone pickup coil. I hope that you enjoyed the demonstration showing the GAF successfully record and play from a small strip of 1/4-inch tape. Hopefully, well, once I get my hands on some old 35mm film negatives, hopefully, and hopefully some wider tape even, I will make a makeshift several inches long strip of tape that should be able to be compatible with the GAF Rols machine model 102, where I can make more regular, normal recordings on the device. Once that time comes around, there will be an update video on that. Hope you enjoyed this video. Stardate 0727201637.